racing to win Hong Kong Racing's twice weekly preview show. And we head to Sha Tin again for meeting number 3 of the season, where the feature race, the trophy race, comes up as race number 7, the CMA 88th Anniversary Cup. And the main race in terms of class is Class 2 down the straight over 1,000 metres. Warm welcome to the show. I'm Tom Wood, joined alongside by Paul Lally. And Paul, good meeting coming up. 3 all-weather races as well.
Yeah, the first all-weather races of the new season. A good jackpot as well coming up, 7.5 million going into the 6-up win bonus, so that should get up over 13 million we're predicting for that particular bet type. And look, even races I think right throughout the card, isn't it?
Yeah, they look even. A few races are a little bit light on the numbers, and what we will see on Sunday is Joe Moreira back at the track, and we did catch up with him this week to ask what his goals were for the 2022-23 racing season.
At this stage, I can see that I will be concentrating on my body so much more. Make sure that physically I can be well, so then I can get out there and perform. Because it's not just a disappointing for horse racing fans to see me out there not performing at my very best. It's even more to myself. I feel so frustrated, I feel so bad about it, and I'm putting a lot of thoughts on it. Hopefully I can improve physically so then I can perform better.
And it'll be great to have Joe Moreira back out at Sha Tin on Sunday afternoon for 8 rides, and you can catch the full interview with Joe on Hong Kong Direct, either on the Jockey Club's website to hkjc.com under the audio video section, or you can also find it on YouTube under the Hong Kong Jockey Club. Let's have a look at the meeting details for the card with the 10 races, 7 on the turf. We're racing on the B course, 3 on the all-weather, and it is meeting at number 3. It's predicted again to be sunny and hot out at Sha Tin. The 2 races here on the extended show will preview the CMA 88th Anniversary Cup, the Chinese Manufacturers Association, and the Class 2 down the straight race number 9 over the 1,000 metres. For a full preview of all the other races, again on the website hkjc.com. Race 7, Class 3, 1,200 metres, and in the lineup we've got Starbright for Zach Purton, who carries top weight of 134. Excellent Daddy's dropped 34 pounds in body weight. Bundle of Charm, a terrific winner at the back end of last season. California Concord, ready to win, has the hood going on for the first time. Also in the lineup is Satanta, highly proactive, super winner. His last win was off 65, he's rated 62. And Happy Sharing has dropped 17 pounds now in the stable of Pierre Ung. Looking at the speed map here as well, Paul, with should be good pace with a horse like Super Winner in the race.
Yeah, he likes to lead, doesn't he? Highly Proactive is another one who likes to go forward. With Dylan Meyer aboard, he just might be caught a bit wide because I thought California Concord will kick up as well. But with those 3 horses in the race, it should be a good pace. Happy Sharing should get a nice run. And Bundle of Charm, who would be the likely favourite, I think he's going to be able to get a nice position as well.
Yeah, he was able to dominate off the front last time out. Was Bundle of Charm for a very, very strong win. And we can hear from his trainer, that is John Size. I caught up with him down at the track on Friday morning. John, Bundle of Charm lining up for the first time this season. Were you pretty impressed with his 2 wins from his 3 starts in his first campaign?
Yeah, he's been good. He's shown plenty of ability and good racing manners. So it looks like he's got a future. He seems to be going well. He's in pretty good condition. Obviously he's had a break, and first up any horse is vulnerable, but I think he's going to run well again. So
you're happy with how he's furnished over the off-season and come back as a 4-year-old?
Seems all right. He didn't have much time off because he hasn't had a long campaign or anything last time, but he's come up all right. His trial was sound. And I think he's in pretty good order, so he might as well race and let him take some improvement.
That last start victory by nearly 5 lengths on a good to firm track, it looked pretty effortless. The handicappers didn't miss him. What are you expecting at the weekend at Class 3?
Well, it's a different grade of horse, and there's probably a little bit more pressure in the race as he goes up in class. But I'd expect him to run well, but obviously, as I said, they've had some time off, and the horses that are first up, they're always in danger.
He's trying 1,200 metres. We've seen a lot of the all too hards here furnish into sprinters. Is he exclusively 1,200, or might he stretch to 14 in time?
Well, obviously we haven't had much experience with him, and distances and what the horse is like. We'll find out as he builds a record and goes to the races. But initially, he looks like 1,200 metres is suitable.
There was a lot to like, Paul, about that victory last start. You might have to question the opposition, which he beat, but you can only beat who you're facing, can't you?
Yeah, and he won really well, didn't he? No, he did dominate from the front there with Super Winner, and I think he'll be hard to do that. That's why I thought they might get some cover. And he has put on 37 pounds, so there is a bit of a weight increase there.
Would you be worried about that at all?
No, I don't. Not too worried, but well, I'd like to get Jenny's lead on that when sees him in the paddock to see if it's sort of well distributed or not.
We'll have a look at the top weight now, and it is Starbright. He's been up at the trials at Chung Fa, along with Sha Tin, trained by David Hayes, who hasn't done a lot. Starbright has had a reasonable season, 2 wins from his 11 starts last campaign.
Yeah, that was his first campaign, so this will be his second. Look, he finished down the track in his last couple of starts. He sort of came to the end of it. One of them was on a soft track. The trial wasn't too bad. He's got Zach aboard as well. So, look, the trial was okay, I thought. I'll put him in Starbright on a minor line.
Old Sha Tin has been a bit costly too, hasn't he? He trialled okay there for Karis Teaton and David Hayes. They combine here. Now, Excellent Daddy, he's dropped a lot of weight. He was a little bit hit and miss sort of towards the back end of the season. He did one. He can get quite keen in the run, can't he? He
can. Look, I've included him as well. I didn't mind this trial. And one thing about Excellent Daddy is he's a big horse anyway. You can see him there with a big white face. Look, he's stripping at 12.88 pounds, so with that 34 pound loss. I don't think the 34 pound loss is a bad thing for him.
It's a little bit of a tricky draw in barrier number 9 for Jerry Chow and Benno Jung with Excellent Daddy. Now, also, I didn't mind his trial, was Ready to Win. They throw the hood on. He was a tad slow out in the trial. He raced wide, but did run on fairly well at the end of this. Manstar there as well, and a few others in it too that have looked progressive.
Yeah, they're racing, and he's on an all-weather race, isn't he? But a good Manstar. But a good run here from Ready to Win. Look, he's only the one-time winner. He did win off a rating of 64. He's at this rating of 70, but he's only had the one campaign as well. So, look, he's open to improvement as well, I thought.
Absolutely. That was Panfield, the Group 1 winner, winning that barrier trial. Now, Happy Sharing went off 8.9, 6.6, 6.2. He is eligible for Class 4 off a rating of 60. Pushed out a little in this trial in the yellow with the red cap. Yeah,
look, I thought the trial was just okay with him. He's going to come in with his featherweight, isn't he, with a 10-pound claim, which is really going to suit the horse. And he's going to get a nice run. So he's definitely one of the chances here, Pyong. But with 4 Pyong, but he was just pushed out a little bit at the end. Just worries me a bit.
Yeah, that trial there was behind Smoky Bear. He did pull up with a lameness issue after his run back on the 22nd of June. He's switched stables from Manfred Mann's barn. Okay, Class 3, 1,200 metres with Bundle of Charm, the progressive-looking 4-year-old.
Yeah, I am, because I thought he looked really good last season. I thought those wins were pretty impressive. He did win Fresh Up as well. So, look, he's definitely on top here. Excellent Daddy. Look, that weight drop hasn't worried me a bit. It's just where he's more likely he's going to be in the run. But I think he can get some cover midfield. Ready to Win and Starbright. We talked about those two as well. So 3, 2, 5, 1 for me.
Bundle of Charm for me as well. He's come up at 3.4 in the market, but you would not expect that to last from what we've seen of him so far. Bundle of Charm. Ready to Win, I like the trial there, the hood going on. I thought he ran on nicely there. Was beaten favourite behind Voyage Bubble last start. Starbright goes and just has the bigger weight to carry here. Trialled up at Chung Fa. Sort of came to the end of it at the end of last season, did Starbright. And Happy Sharing goes and just on a minor line. I thought maybe with the light weight off 60, he might be able to do something here and with a change of scenery as well. Angus Chung and Pierre Ung Angus Chung and Pierre Ung combining there with the Happy Sharing. So 3, 5, 1 and 9. That is a look at race number 7 on the program here on Racing to Win. Coming up after the break, stay with us. We're looking at the main race of the day, which is the Sprinters down the straight, Class 2 over 1,000 metres. Race number 9 is the 5 handicap. Great to have your company here on Racing to Win, and we're going to look at that race now with Explosive Witness, the defection out of the contest. Race 9, number 4. He was withdrawn on Saturday morning, and it's Class 2 down the straight with 10 to run. Handsome Bobo's dropped 15 pounds. Luke Curry for Danny Shum. Lucky With You trying Coulson distance for the first time. We the South has never won at Sha Tin and tries Coulson distance for the 4th time. Classic Unicorn, a last start winner. No trial leading into this. Whiz Kid for Angus Chung with the 10 pounds coming off. Further down, you've got Astrologer, who's put a little bit of weight on over the off season. Apache Pass now with Pierre Ung tries Coulson distance for the first time. El Kari had a great season last season. 3 wins. wins. Run Cool has dropped a lot of weight, a 2-time course and distance winner, and Atomic Force last start win third behind You're My Everything, has had one barrier trial leading into this. Speed in these races is pretty good, Paul, and Whiz Kid there. Look, Classic Unicorn, he'll be forward no doubt, and so too will be Alkari.
Yeah, they all like to go forward, don't they? So there's going to be good pace on in this race. Atomic Force, another one that's got a bit of pace, who likes to come across, and We the South, we've seen his pace at Happy Valley in particular, so he's also likely to go forward. So yeah, it's not going to be a slowly run race, I wouldn't stretch, but Whiz Kid has got that little bit of extra speed, although Classic Unicorn might just make it tough for him.
And he's obviously fairly fit, is a Classic Unicorn coming into with this, because he's dropped 18 pounds. He's had no barrier trial leading into his first up assignment, but his jockey this weekend, like the victory, going back to last season, is Matthew Chadwick. Matthew, a Classic Unicorn, a dominating winner off the front last start. Did it surprise you at all with the sort of least amount of pressure you got in the race?
Well, he just ran his race. We expected him to run well if he could do his normal thing, and he managed to fall in. So we're happy with that result. So we'll just have to see how he comes back this season.
His record says he's pretty one-dimensional in terms of leading and winning. Does he need absolutely everything to go his way on Sunday?
It would be nice if it does. He's coming into it fresh, so time will tell how much pressure they give us. So it's hard to put all the ticks against his name. There's a bit of a question marks regarding the other runners, so we have to wait and see.
Tony Cruz Award winner of last season. How did you reflect on that over the off-season, the 4 or 5 weeks there?
Not too much reflection, really. Just try to give myself a break, like most of the others, I think, and just try to get ready for the season.
Little trip to a career with King Shield and to Computer Patch. Was it just a case of them finding the conditions tough?
Yeah, they found it a bit tough over there. The track was a lot deeper, a lot of depth to it. They found trouble pulling themselves out of the track, and their fitness was probably just under par. But the track played a lot against them, so unfortunate.
Matthew Chadwick here there touching on his ride Classic Unicorn, lining up in our 9th event of the day at Sha Tin. We can go back and have a look at the replay again at Happy Valley. It sort of surprised me, Paul, he didn't get as much pressure as I thought he might in this race, because there were a lot of speedsters in these 1,000 metre races, and he sort of got left alone in front. He
did, didn't he? And look, he managed to hang on and win this race. He comes now back to the straight 1,000, and look, he doesn't mind it down the straight. His first 2 wins here in Hong Kong were down the straight 1,000, so he's been there, done that before. Look, I just wonder what sort of his mark. I mean, he got into the 90s at one stage and he struggled. He sort of finished towards the back. He is a little bit one-dimensional, likes to lead, and he can do this when this happens. But with Wizkid in the race, I'm just worried about that.
He didn't want the race any further. When he has performed down the straight at Sha Tin, he's won in times of 55.12 and 55.09. That admittedly was earlier on in his career. Whether he's still got that in him now, I'm not sure, and I just wonder about him as well. First up without a trial leading into this, but he has performed first up and he's dropped a fair bit of weight leading into this. We'll move on from Classic Unicorn and have a look at now Wizkid. He performed at Happy Valley. Paul did Wizkid. He's looking fairly fit coming into this, and he has actually been gelded since his last win here at Happy Valley.
He's got a lot of early speed, this horse, Wizkid. The query I've got with him is the last sort of 50 metres. You know, he can just sort of hang on with that speed if he does get challenged. He does get the £10 claim, which will help him.
Yeah, he was beating up on a Special Emma a few times there at Happy Valley. Was Wizkid, a 4-time winner, one of them down the straight here, and he's had a trial at Sha Tin as well, I should say. There's his overall record, you can see there on the screen. He's performed here at Sha Tin, but he's unbeaten at Happy Valley, and what certainly will assist him is that weight off his back with Angus Chung. We can move on to Astrologer, coming out of the Douglas White stable. He was somewhat of a find last season. He won at a huge price, Paul, going back to November of last year at 133 to 1.
Yeah, big price when he did win. Now he's put on a bit of weight, Astrologer. He's put on 41 pounds coming into this race. I just don't know if this is the right race for him down this straight 1,000. He's performed very well at Happy Valley in the past, so I'm just happy to watch Astrologer.
That was a rain-affected track, and the third horse there was Lucky Swainess, and we know what he's been able to pull out of the bag this season in his only start. On to Alkari. What a season he had last season. He won, 3 of his 10 starts and placed in 3 others. He is stepping up in grade here, though, but with a light weight.
He has got the light weight. He's an 8-year-old now as well, coming into this. Look, he's consistent. He won 3 times, and when he got stepped back to the 1,000 metres, he sort of really found his niche here, winning these 3 times sort of later in his career. Look, he won nicely enough here, and we know he's got a bit of pace to put himself on, but this is going to be a little bit harder for him, I thought.
It certainly is. You can see him there winning quite well. Alkari will move on to the next of them, and it is Atomic Force. Now, Atomic Force, he's drawn barrier 1, probably on the wrong side of the track. Just knocked off late here, but we know he was a classy horse overseas. He's had that time to acclimatise now, and he's still only a 3-year-old. Yeah,
that's the key, I think. He only had 4 starts here in Hong Kong, and this was the best of them, running 3rd here at Happy Valley. Coming back to the straight 1,000, I think, is a good thing for him as well. And he was only just collared late, wasn't he? So with that experience under his belt, he's a young horse. I expect him to run well.
Yeah, dual black type winner in France. It was Atomic Force for the Sue family, and one more to look at. It'll be likely one of the favourites. A couple more to look at. Handsome Bobo. He's not really in the market at this point, but he can bob up from time to time on speed in this trial where he was held together, I thought.
Yeah, look, I'm going to include him. I know he's got to carry the weight, but he's a horse that's been placed off a rating of 95. He's rated here at 92. And he comes back down the straight 1,000, which he's performed at before as well. So, look, I think he can run a bit of a race as well.
Yeah, certainly. Danny Schumann to Luke Curry, that trial there. Was only beaten a neck at his last start performance behind Classic Unicorn. He does try course and distance for the first time, the 8-year-old does, Handsome Bobo. Right, the horse I alluded to just a moment ago, who's probably likely to run as one of the favourites here, Lucky With You. Now, he's trialling with 2 of his key rivals, Atomic Force and also a Whiz Kid. His speed's certainly going to help him here at the end, I think, Lucky With You.
Yeah, I think he's the one to beat off the back of this trial. He looked very progressive last season. And I thought it was a really good trial from him. He just sat on the back of Atomic Force, and he showed a really good turn of foot. You can see Wizkid coming under pressure on the inside there. Atomic Force admittedly wasn't pushed out, but I thought it was a really good trial from him.
Yeah, look at the horse he's got in his form line there, Romantic Warrior, Blaze Warrior. He actually beat Cordyceps 6 last season too. Did Lucky With You and Lucky Swainess he ran into last time out. So it's a handy field, even though there's only 10 in it as we go without explosive witness. But who did you go with in the end?
I've gone with Lucky With You. Look, they tried him at various distances, but he has got a lot of speed, this horse. I think he can sit just off what's going to be a reasonably strong pace, and he's going to be tough to beat. So the 2 on top, Lucky With You, Zach Purden will take them out with him. Atomic Force comes in with the lightweight. He's got the inside draw, but look, it doesn't seem to matter as much in recent times from barrier number 1. He has raced down the straight before. That trial I thought was good, coming out of the same trial of Lucky With You. So I think he's the main danger. Handsome Bobo, look, he's won over the course before, not the distance. It's his first try down the straight 1,000, but I thought the 1,000 metres would suit this horse. He has got speed, has been placed off a higher rating as well. And Wizkid will be Catch Me If You Can in front. Just how much pressure the other horse, Classic Unicorn, puts on him early. So end up with 2, 11, 1 and 6.
Yeah, I do quite like Atomic Force off that trial. I think he can settle just off the pace. He doesn't necessarily have to lead. There's alternate speed options in the race, and the way he got home in that trial I thought was good. And he's had that one season here with those 4 runs under his belt to settle in, and I think he can run a big race here with a lightish weight on his back. So Atomic Force over Lucky With You. He's put on 21 pounds over the off-season now, a 5-year-old. Nothing wrong with that trial. Wizkid, as Paul said, will be Catch Me If You Can in the straight. Wizkid with the 10 pounds off for Angus Chung, only carrying 116. And I threw in Alkari. He goes in here. Alkari has won first up, 4-time course and distance winner, and he tries the grade for the first time, does Alkari. So 11, 2, 6 and 9. One, Paul, I just wanted to get your opinion on that we didn't really touch on. His record says he's a Happy Valley horse, We the South, but I thought his trial was quite handy coming into this.
Yeah, trial wasn't too bad, and he's an interesting runner coming into the race, but definitely. Yeah, I do prefer him over the Valley because he can get around that tight track very well. Down the straight 1,000, I think some of these other ones might be just a little bit too speedy for him.
Yeah, Frankie Law must have pulled the work into him. He's dropped to 39 pounds leading into this We the South, but none from 3. at Sha Tin. Righto, we've got 8 other races to have a look at through the course of the day at Sha Tin as well, including those 3 races on the all-weather. But we kickstart the day with California Veins, you reckon?
Yeah, I like California Veins. Again, he's on the all-weather for the first time, but he's a horse that always works really well on the surface. I think he can go pretty well. Apex Top, I just like him in the speed map. He's going to sit really nice and handy. He looks well placed. Lucky Ruby, another Zoo Star who does like the all-weather, so he's in there as well in race number 3. G1 Excellence changed stables now with Danny Shum. Put a bit of weight on. He looks quite good for this weight, I've thought, looking at him in the track work, so we'll give him a chance in the Class 5. Darcy Joy's top of the weights, but running very well at the moment. Prosecco, really liked his trial coming into this race. Zach Purdon's picked up the mount. Richard Gibson as well. And also Lucky Fun. I thought Lucky Fun might run a bit of a race on the all-weather. He's quite a consistent horse, has won twice over the course and distance. And Mr. Ascendancy in the last. Look, he's almost got there last season without winning. Trial was good. Had that campaign under him. I think he can win the last.
3 luckies in there. Hopefully it can be a lucky day for everyone at Sha Tin on Sunday. Righto, out of all of those in the melting pot, who came out on top as the best?
Going to go with the horse in the last, Mr. Ascendancy. I just thought he's been here 7 starts now. You know, he's been placed in 4 of them, and I think he's ready to win. So race 10, number 2, Mr. Ascendancy with Sylvester de Souza aboard. And Lucky Fun will do one of the luckies as Lucky Fun. Look, he's a 3-time winner here in Hong Kong, a couple on the all-weather. He's now with Peter Ho. He's had 4 starts with a new stable and an open race. I think we might get an each-way price about him. So he's the long shot, race 8, number 3, Lucky Fun. We'll do the play in the race we've talked about, though. Handsome Bobo, Lucky With You, and Atomic Force down the straight, the QQP.
Righto, my best comes up in one of the main races, the sprint down the straight, Atomic Force for Casper Founds and Alexi Bedell. I think he can run a good, solid race. The 3-year-old by Kotai Glory, only having his 5th start here in Hong Kong. 2nd in that trial we saw a few moments ago there behind Lucky With You. So race 9, number 11, Atomic Force. Value in Class 5, race 2, number 5, Lotus Favourites. He's put on 37 pounds. Hood comes off, blinkers go on. He trialled with the blinkers up at Sha Tin. It was a quiet trial there, but when last seen behind Run the Table, he was making ground, was Lotus Favourites, so expecting a decent effort from him. And Prosecco, Pride of 8 on the back up, and Lifeline Vision, the QQP in race number 6. So that completes the show. Before we head back here to Happy Valley on a Wednesday night for 8 races, the main event is a Class 2 over 1,650 metres, just a small field going around there, but big jackpot to look forward to again. Yeah,
another really good jackpot there. It wasn't one struck, was it? So we'll see what that gets up to. And don't forget the 7.5 million coming up in the 6-up win bonus here as well. So that's a good jackpot. Last 6 races, of course, as usual, even fields and. Fill your boots.
Yeah, a couple of all-weather races to put into the melting pot as well. Don't forget all the races on the audio video section of hkjc.com. Thanks for your company here on Racing to Win. We hopefully have steered you into a winner for the meeting on Sunday at Sha Tin.